Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
President Donald Trump warning the American people this may be the toughest week yet. And here at home, we have increasing numbers of confirmed coronavirus cases. We have the latest numbers this morning.
Also here at home, new changes are underway for testing for COVID-19. We'll tell you what Metro health officials have to say about that.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 56 degrees to start your Sunday morning. We saw a little bit of rain yesterday, actually a good amount of rain. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey to see just how much we saw. Good morning, 6 o'clock this Sunday, April 5th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Yeah, cold 56, not as cold as yesterday.
No, not as it was. I think we started at 51 yesterday, but yesterday we did see a good amount of rain. Sarah, you were telling me that we saw a lot.
More than 2 inches of rain at the airport in San Antonio. So that's a lot of rain. In fact, it was a daily record for us here in San Antonio for that day, April 4th. And it was great rain just about all around. In fact, this picture was sent in Castroville in Michael's backyard. He said a good 2-day total there, nearly 3 inches of rain over 2 days out in Castroville. So very good amount of rainfall. We are not going to be seeing widespread rain today. In fact, we may only see a few showers, if anything, isolated. Right now outside, we're looking at 56 degrees. We've got a gentle breeze from the north, but some areas are starting to see fog develop, particularly up in the hill country. Visibility is down to 1.25 miles in Kerrville, down to 4 miles in New Braunfels, so we could see some patchy fog in places. Other than that, though, starting off on the cool side, 52 in Kerrville, 52 Bernie Stage, 56 at the airport in San Antonio, 55 New Braunfels, and 55 in Tarpley, but a little bit warmer than yesterday. So yesterday, nobody was able to go out for a walk because of the widespread rain, but today, your Fido's forecast for dog walking, just know that in the morning here, it's going to be a bit damp, but throughout the day should be really nice. Cloudy and pleasant, but in the afternoon, right around 5, we could see a few peaks of sun, a high temperature near 70 degrees. So you got the green light to go ahead and walk the dog later on today. However, we've got to look at rain chances in the week ahead, coming up in just a few minutes. Max, Stephanie?
Thank you, Sarah. The total numbers of positive cases in Bexar County is now at 384. Now that's 42 more cases than just Friday. So according to Mayor Nirenberg on yesterday's briefing, we're up to 11 deaths and 34 patients are on ventilators. So far, 47 people have recovered in our community.
Meanwhile, around Texas, as of this morning, the Department of State Health Services reporting more than 6,000 confirmed coronavirus cases here in Texas, and the state's death toll now above 100. Now, if you want a deeper dive, we have a link on KSAT.com, an interactive map where you can look up the numbers county by county here in Texas. All you have to do is click on the coronavirus tab at KSAT.com.
And Metro health officials say San Antonio residents will no longer need a doctor's note to get tested for COVID-19. And the changes come as a way to make testing more accessible. So anyone who is showing symptoms of the virus can be tested now. Some symptoms include a fever of over 100 degrees, cough, and shortness of breath. Right now, there is a drive-through testing site at Freeman Coliseum.
And the San Antonio River Authority announcing additional park closures for Easter weekend. This is to go along with Mayor Ron Nirenberg's announcement closing all city parks for Easter weekend. So here is a list of the additional closures. Confluence Park, portions of Mission Reach section of the Riverwalk, Concepcion Portal and adjoining green spaces near the park, Mission Parkway from Southeast Military, and all pavilions along the river, all the large pavilions anyway. And now to the latest on the pandemic across the country. President Donald Trump now preparing the nation for what he and leaders in the healthcare field are calling a very difficult week ahead.
This as New York State and other hot spots prepare for this outbreak, and the CDC now making recommendations for people when they go outside.
Here's ABC's Karina Mitchell with the latest.
President Trump with an ominous warning Saturday.
This will be probably the toughest week, and there'll be a lot of death, unfortunately.
New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo warning the apex of the coronavirus cases is likely a week away. And he says his state, the epicenter of the outbreak in the U.S., is still not ready. But help came in the form of ventilators from Oregon.
Their curve comes after ours. Frankly, I know New Yorkers, and I know New Yorkers' generosity, and we will return it double-fold.
In response to New York's continuing surge in COVID-19 cases, the president is sending 1,000 medical military personnel to New York City as backup.
They're going into a battle that they've never really trained for. Nobody's trained for this. Nobody's seen this.
Other hotspots, Detroit and Louisiana, are also seeing a dramatic increase.
By the predictions that are in that healthdata.org, they're predicting in those 3 hotspots, all of them hitting together in the next 6 to 7 days.
Officials with the CDC now urging Americans to wear a face covering when they leave home and continue hand washing and social distancing. Meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sent a letter to colleagues Saturday outlining her goals for the next emergency relief bill called CARES 2. She says the new legislation must go further with helping families and businesses, as well as state and local governments, hospitals, and first responders. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
And new this morning, one man is in the hospital and police are still searching for a suspect after an early morning shooting on the northwest side. Let's take a look at the scene. This was around 1:30 this morning in a 5900 block of Danny Kaye Drive. This neighborhood is near Babcock and Wurzbach. Police telling us that they responded to a call for a shooting, and when they arrived, they found one man with a gunshot wound to his leg. The victim told investigators he was shot at another location, but didn't give them any more details. That man was taken to University Hospital, last checked in stable condition. Right now, police still working, trying to figure out who pulled the trigger and why.
In your morning headlines, airline British Airways says it will furlough some 30,000 employees amid the pandemic. Now, the airline says the employees will still receive 80% of their regular salaries, and these will be paid by both the British government and the airline.
And Amazon users, listen up. The online marketplace appears likely to postpone its annual Prime Day sales. USA Today and Vice News reporting Amazon meetings notes mention the postponement. Now, Prime Day is usually set for July, but in those notes, Amazon's general counsel mentions the Members Reward Day will be delayed until at least August. Right now, Amazon is getting slammed with orders as people are staying home during this pandemic. The company has been trying to hire 100,000 more workers to meet those demands. I actually just went to try and buy face masks. They're not going to be here until the end of May.
Yes, big delay, not what we're used to, definitely.
No, absolutely not. I'm not a very patient person. 6:07, 56 degrees out.
And how does being bilingual impact a child's vocabulary? Just ahead on GMSA, our Erica Hernandez explains.
And Justin Verlander stepping up to the plate and helping out. Next on GMSA, what he and his wife are doing to help charities across the country.
And taking a look outside with live cam at 56 degrees this morning. Nice and cool. It's been raining. We're going to check in with Sarah to see what we can expect for the rest of your day. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. 6:11 this Sunday morning, and it is a moment so many of us have been waiting for. 5-time NBA champion and Spurs legend Tim Duncan officially elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
The 2020 class was announced, and it includes Timmy, the late great Kobe Bryant, and 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. Now, in case you forgot, Duncan won 5 NBA championships in San Antonio. That was 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. So he was named Finals MVP 3 times in 99, 2003, and 2005, and was also a 2-time NBA MVP. Now, after hearing the news, Tim Duncan said, quote, "I never dreamt I would be at this point. I loved what I did. We just wanted to win. And with that singular goal, I never felt unappreciated," end quote. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right, sticking with sports, Houston Astros pitcher Justin Verlander and his wife, Kate Upton, donating to help charities across the country.
The MLB will be paying players even while the season is on hold. So the couple says they'll donate that money to help with both the healthcare and economic sides of the crisis.
There's so many people that are in need, whether it's those that are on the front lines battling this disease head on, or someone who's at home and has lost their job and needs to provide basic necessities such as food and water. So we have decided to donate that paycheck.
Very cool. The Astros player and wife say they will be choosing an organization every week and donate the entire week's paycheck to them.
Now, in that Instagram video, they asked people to stay tuned. They're going to be announcing the first organization as soon as they receive that first paycheck.
I love how it's like the Astros player and wife happens to be Kate Upton.
Has Kate Upton, I'm not very into the pop culture news. Has Kate Upton been in anything lately?
Okay. I don't know, but I know the name Kate Upton. Yeah, so that's enough, I think.
She models expressway.
Yeah, she does. There you go. I haven't
Don't know what that means. Anyway, weather.
Okay. All right.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kate Upton is very well known. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at this amazing rainfall amounts that we saw around the county. This is a hyper-local zoomed-in version to Bexar County and the immediate surrounding areas. Look at these rainfall totals. The airport saw more than 2 inches of rain. Downtown San Antonio has about more than 1.75 inches. We are looking at Kelly Field right now with 1 inch and a little bit less than 3/4 of an inch of rainfall there. So that's pretty impressive. Pipe Creek, more than 1.5 inches. New Braunfels, a little bit less than 1.25 inches. And in Seguin, 2 inches of rainfall. So very healthy rain in many areas around San Antonio. In fact, at the airport, we saw more rainfall than we even saw for the entire month of March, just within the last 2 days. So very impressive rainfall totals. Right now outside we have got cloudy skies. It's 55 degrees and humidity is at 90%. In some places we are seeing areas of fog develop, but not around Bexar County itself. It's 56 at the airport, 54 JBSA Randolph, 53 in Comfort, and 52 in Kerrville. And again, although we're not seeing any rainfall at the moment, we're still seeing damp conditions on the roadways. So if you do have to be out very early this Sunday morning, a lot of us are staying home, but if you do have to be out, just know that you'll have to deal with that road spray. A little bit warmer than yesterday morning, but still on the cool side. And again, notice the areas of fog that are developing, especially out in the more rural areas around the KSAT 12 viewing area. Visibility down to 0 in Rock Springs, down to 2.5 miles in Uvalde, down to 1.25 miles out at Eagle Pass. So again, if you do have to go out this morning, just be aware of that. Other than that, completely cloudy around the Alamo City. We'll go ahead and zoom in, complete cloud cover, and these clouds are going to be stubborn today, although there is hope for a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon. Take a look at that high-res futurecast. You'll also notice that maybe 1 or 2 pop-up showers will develop, but we are not expecting widespread rain like what we saw yesterday, by no means. And in fact, with the few peaks of sunshine, we should be able to warm up today to near 70. It's going to be really nice. And again, we'll carry a 20% chance for an isolated shower, but don't bank on widespread rain. Patchy fog around 10, we'll be at around 62. At noon, still cloudy against stubborn clouds, but right around dinner time, a few peaks of sunshine and a mostly cloudy evening. It's going to be a pleasant day. Although humidity is going to be on the rise, you won't really feel the humidity until about tomorrow morning. That's when you really start to notice the mugginess in the air. And speaking of tomorrow, let's go ahead and talk about rain chances this week. Scattered showers and a few storms are possible tomorrow, but again, not widespread like yesterday. Then we'll really be only seeing a few isolated showers on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then rain does become more likely on Thursday. In fact, we could see a few thunderstorms on Thursday and on Friday as well, as we see the approach of our next cool front. And this cool front is not going to cool us as much as this last cold front did. In fact, we'll drop from the upper 80s into the 70s because of that front. But just take a look at the forecast. Again, hard to see much sunshine tomorrow, but we should see a few peaks of sun, scattered showers tomorrow, isolated Tuesday and Wednesday. Look how warm it's going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday in the upper 80s. Then we start to see that front approach on Thursday and Friday. Scattered storms return, temperatures drop a little bit, and then we could see, honestly, abundant sunshine next weekend, which would be a welcome change. It is Easter weekend next weekend, but as you know, the parks are going to be closed down, so maybe just go for a walk in your neighborhood Easter weekend. Max, Stephanie?
Good advice. Thank you, Sarah.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. 6:17, 56 degrees out.
And when comparing chocolate and caramel, sometimes caramel can get overlooked, but not today. Ahead on GMSA, we're going to tell you all about National Caramel Day.
Caramel or caramel?
I say caramel. But
Yeah. No. I say caramel too. But I know it's a hot topic. And is your child bilingual? What does that mean for their vocabulary skills? The answer is next.
Findings from a Canadian study suggest bilingual kids use just as many words as monolingual children when telling a story. The scientists analyzed data from 4 to 6-year-old kids. They saw that both bilingual and monolingual kids used the same amount of unique words when they told a story. The researchers say that's due to bilingual kids' greater cognitive flexibility, also known as their ability to switch between thinking about different concepts. Bilingual kids tell stories in creative ways using a variety of words. Cognitive flexibility has been found in other studies to be related to other aspects of school readiness and achievement, too. Now, experts say that bilingual kids had a lower vocabulary, but that was because their time was split learning 2 languages. Erica Fernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, not bad.
Your daughter's learned 2 languages.
She's learned, yeah. She's English dominant, but you know, because of us. But
How's that homework going?
Well, I was telling Max that the instructions are in Spanish, so you know, we're all learning.
We're all learning this time. 622, 56 degrees out.
And do you have a sweet tooth? If you are a caramel fan, today is a perfect excuse to eat that. Maybe like a candy apple, something like that. Looks good. It's
Waiting
National
for
Caramel
producers
Day.
to come out with candy apples.
Yeah. On cue now.
You could have made them at home. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. Caramel?
I say caramel.
Caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel? We got a dispute in the newsroom. Either way, today is a perfect time to indulge. It is National Caramel or Caramel Day, whoever you are.
The sweet treat has been an American favorite since the 17th century.
Whoa, we're getting a history lesson in
when
sweets
women
today,
would
too.
add water to caramelized sugar to make candies. Now, by 1850, someone discovered adding milk and fat could create the soft and chewy texture that some people love today.
I like that you said some people love. Well, it is. Some people think it is perfect by itself or as a topping on a number of desserts and fruit, but be careful because if it sits on high heat for too long, it'll turn bitter and burn. Oh, there you go. Fun fact.
Yeah. So on a candy apple, I don't mind it, but
I'm going to throw it out there. Not a big caramel guy.
yeah, me neither.
Steph? Comment?
No.
Sarah's face says it all.
Oh my gosh, I love caramel.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not big on the texture.
Like caramel more than chocolate.
Sometimes it's like too sweet. Not about it.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a meat and potatoes guy.
You're wrong,
Chocolate.
Max, so.
Wow.
No, I agree.
Well, our producer's like, you're talking way too much about this. 626, 56 degrees out.
And still ahead on GMSA, what President Donald Trump is saying to Major League Sports commissioners about game schedules.
And what an assisted living home is doing to cheer themselves up after having an outbreak in their facility.
And also coming up, VIA is making a change to its bus ride schedules. The details, that's ahead on GMSA.
Good morning and welcome back. 6:30 this morning, Sunday, April 5th. Driving home from work yesterday, tons of rain.
Yes.
Literally downpouring. It was so bad, some people actually had to pull over because they weren't feeling safe. But coming into work today,
Not as bad.
not as bad. Some puddles.
Yeah, I took the back roads yesterday.
Smart. So Sarah, what can we expect today?
Well, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the puddles, Max, because there still will probably be some wet spots on the roads if you have to go out this Sunday morning, although a lot of us are going to be staying inside. But we saw a lot of rain yesterday, more than 2 inches of rain at the airport. And now, I love this picture sent in by Peggy through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. And first of all, you can see the rain in the distance, and that's really great. But I love her comment. She says the finches are not social distancing from one another. And no, they are not. Yeah, we saw such healthy rainfall yesterday. It really put us on the map. In fact, we were experiencing a rainfall deficit for the year, but just yesterday's rain alone put us above our normal rainfall since January 1st by an inch. So again, really good rain yesterday, but now it's nice and quiet out there. We're really just seeing cloudy skies. We're not expecting widespread rain today by any means. In fact, we may not see any rain today. There's only 20% chance for an isolated shower or two. It's 56 degrees outside. Our focus this morning is turning to areas of patchy fog, and visibility is okay right now in Bexar County, but you go up to New Braunfels, it's down to about 4 miles right now. In Kerrville, you'll notice the sharp drop in in visibility. Visibility only down to 1.5 miles there. So there should be some areas of patchy fog in the low-lying valleys around the KSAT 12 viewing area and where the temperatures are the closest to the dew points, which is the case up in Kerrville right now. 54 in Bulverde, 55 New Braunfels, 55 at Rio Medina, and 55 in Tarpley. So it is on the cool side, but a little bit warmer than yesterday's start to the day. And we will see stubborn clouds today. These clouds are going to hang on through the early afternoon, but we may see a few peaks of sun in the afternoon. Notice that 20% chance for an isolated shower or storm. East-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And because we won't be seeing as much rain yesterday, we should warm up nicely today. And with a few peaks of sun, potentially up to 70 degrees in the afternoon. So a nice Sunday, especially compared to yesterday's rainy forecast. But in the week ahead, we are going to see more chances for rain. So I'll be back with a look at that full forecast coming up in a few. Max, Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, Hays County reporting 3 more presumptive positive cases of COVID-19. According to Hays County officials, the county has 50 COVID-19 confirmed cases, and there are 267 negative cases. 13 people have recovered, 7 tests still pending, 5 of the cases hospitalized, and at this time, no deaths have been reported.
And the U.S. has another new record of deaths for a single day. As of last night, 1,224 coronavirus deaths in the U.S. were reported for Saturday. Now, the record had been nearly 1,100, and that was just on Friday. The total number of deaths has surpassed 8,000. President Donald Trump on Saturday warned that, quote, there will be a lot of death in the coming weeks.
And another cruise ship carrying coronavirus patients docked in Florida, the Coral Princess pulling into Port Miami. At least 12 people on board testing positive for coronavirus. 2 others already dying on the vessel. Officials say that getting everyone off the ship will take several days, but the cruise line says people who need medical care will go first. The ship originally set to arrive in Port Everglades, where a pair of cruise ships carrying passengers with flu-like symptoms docked last Thursday.
A record 6.6 million people in the U.S. filed for unemployment benefits last week due to the economic impact of the coronavirus. Experts say this was not seen during the Great Depression or in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. It also overtakes the expectations of experts who were anticipating 3.5 million claims. It's the second record-breaking weekly jobs report in a row. A week earlier, 3.3 million Americans filed for their first week of benefits.
And the commissioners of various sports leagues like the NBA, the NFL, and the MLB have a new sense of clarity and a new sense of scheduling after a call with President Donald Trump.
Now, the president looking for a time when stadiums, arenas, and restaurants will once again be packed with people.
ABC's Rachel Scott is in Washington with the details.
President Trump telling Major League Sports commissioners he wants fans back in arenas and soon.
But eventually people are going to be able to occupy those seats in arenas next to each other, like we have for all of my life.
Sources tell ESPN on a conference call with commissioners the president said the NFL season should start on time. Reporters pressing him today.
Well, I'm not committing to it. I'm not committing to it. We're going to see where we are. That'd be great if we could. But we're going to be back to good health soon, in my opinion.
California Governor Gavin Newsom pushing back at the suggestion.
That's not something I anticipate happening in the next few months.
With billions lost and the economy struggling, the president says he wants the country open, and that includes sports.
These are all the great leaders of sport, and they want to get back. They got to get back. They can't do this. Their sports weren't designed for it.
On that call, he praised owners and players for doing what they can to take care of suffering communities across the nation, like the NFL's J.J. Watt and MLB's Justin Verlander, making donations to those in need. The relief efforts even bringing rivals together. The New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft personally purchased 300,000 of those critical N95 masks, a shipment arriving at the Javits Center. New York Post reading, something we thought we'd never say, thank you, Pats.
And back here at home, VIA has adjusted their services to help slow the spread of the coronavirus. Beginning tomorrow, they will be switching over to their Saturday routes. Now, VIA will continue to run essential service for those who must travel for work at an exempted business or operation, obtain food and supplies, or help care for others. Riders are being asked to maintain space aboard the bus whenever possible. VIA Trans and VIA Link will continue to operate normally. You can head over to our website at KSAT.com for a list of the routes and reduced hours.
And the San Antonio Food Bank answering the community's call for help again this coming week. The food bank already held 2 mega distributions, and they are doing it again this coming week. People don't even need to leave their cars to get the donations. All you have to do is pre-register for the food, and you can do that through their website, which is on your screen, safoodbank.org. They tell us there are still openings set for Tuesday and for Thursday. The giveaway on Tuesday is set for Toyota Field, and Thursdays at Traders Village. Now, there's also where they're registering volunteers to help out.
In your morning headlines, the U.S. Olympic Committee is donating food that will not be heading to Tokyo now that the 2020 games are postponed. The 32 pallets were supposed to travel with the Team USA. Now the $125,000 worth of meal items, snacks and drinks will go to a food bank. That's Care and Share in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
They called us, and we rescue food from the Olympics Center normally, and they thankfully made a delightful phone call for us to receive and said, hey, we have some food, would you like it? And we said, of course.
And the Care and Share Colorado says the donation comes at an ideal time. She tells us that with millions losing jobs in the pandemic, the food bank is trying to stock up to help.
Also in your morning headlines, Disney theme parks are ensuring that annual pass holders do not have to pay for periods when the U.S. parks remain closed. That's as Disney World and Disneyland remain shut down amidst the pandemic. Now, if people paid up front for their passes, they have 2 options. You can get a refund for days that the parks are closed, or Disney will extend the expiration date to the passes to make up for this missed time. People who pay monthly won't be charged during the closure of the parks, and they'll get full refunds for any payments that are made after the shutdown.
And the Animal Defense League's fundraising efforts have been drastically impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, so they're asking the community to help by participating in the KSAT Community ADL 100 Facebook Fundraising Challenge. Now, you can create a Facebook fundraiser based on a personal story of how an animal has changed your life, then encourage your friends and family to donate. The money will help ADL continue to save the lives of thousands of pets around the Alamo City. Now, for more information, you can visit our website, KSAT.com, and click on the community section.
And no matter the hour, we are always online at KSAT.com, our web team keeping track of the coronavirus epidemic and pandemic with the latest numbers and a lot of efforts underway in our community right now. We have an entire page dedicated to this effort locally and across the country. All you have to do is head to KSAT.com/coronavirus. And time now, 6:39, 56 degrees out.
Hey, it's time to talk about pizza now.
Beats caramel.
First candy,
or caramel.
now pizza. So do you like it hand tossed or thin? What do you think?
I'll be honest. No, deep dish is my favorite.
Okay.
I can't even front here.
It's actually National Deep Dish Pizza Day.
Hey, the more cheese, the better. And next on GMSA, an assisted living facility making the best out of their situation during this pandemic. What before was a time to mingle is now a time to sing. We have a good story coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam, you can't see it in that shot, but there are lots of puddles around the city. My daughter enjoyed jumping in them yesterday with her rain boots. It was exciting for her, not for a lot of people though, traveling on the road. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. 6:43 this Sunday morning. Singers, actors, musicians all coming together while staying apart, finding ways to help fight the coronavirus.
So this week, Elton John led a star-studded benefit concert raising millions. So big names like Billie Eilish and Mariah Carey performed from their homes, and they raised, again, millions of dollars. Now the concert is set to re-air on Monday on Fox.
And this time around, the concert will benefit Feeding America and First Responders Children's Foundation. Now read more in the entertainment section of our website right now, KSAT.com. And an assisted living facility in Wisconsin dealt with an outbreak of the coronavirus just 2 weeks ago, but there is a silver lining.
That's right. To lift each other's spirits during the ordeal, residents came up with an idea, joining each other in song every day from their balconies. Take a listen.
We call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. All right.
How cute. 4 p.m. was the time for the people at the assisted living to mingle with one another, but in March, an outbreak of the coronavirus inside the facility changed that.
So after having to be in isolation, the new tradition was born with the help of the employees. They began a balcony choir, neighbors singing in harmony from their balconies at 4 p.m. every single day.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so great. And you know, obviously there's so much going on around the world right now, but when you see stories like this, oh, she's holding an American flag. Look at that.
I mean, I'm sure they'd rather be visiting with each other, but while they can't, at least they can do this. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, we have a great singer in our midst right now. Tossing it right to our Sarah Spivey.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to start.
It's never too early for opera.
No, but you know what? I love seeing that video because it's so true. My husband and I were talking yesterday. People are coming together in a way we haven't seen in a long time. So it really is a beautiful thing to be reminded of the positive during this crazy time. And some positives for us is that we received some very healthy rainfall yesterday. In fact, you ready for some really cool numbers? Numbers, yay. Okay, April, so far we have seen more than 2.5 inches of rain. By the way, the average for the entire month of April is just a little bit more than 2 inches of rain. So just in 5 days here, we have superseded the average monthly rainfall amount for April. On top of that, we were experiencing a deficit in rainfall since January 1st. But yesterday's rain of more than 2 inches of rainfall sent us above the average for this time of year since January 1st. So again, good, healthy rainfall. We should see that reflected in the aquifer. We should see that reflected even as we head into the summertime. You know how dry it gets in summer, so we stocked up on the rainfall, which is really great. Live cam outside, you can see the clouds in the sky. We are not expecting widespread rainfall today, but we still have a lot of moisture on the ground. We have a lot of ponding on the roadways. That's allowed for dew points to get a little higher out there right now, the water content in the air. So because of that, visibility is down to less than 2 miles out in Kerrville. We're starting to see some areas of patchy fog develop. So we'll just have to be on the lookout for that this morning. Again, most of us are going to be inside this morning, but if you do have to go out early Sunday, just know that there will be areas of patchy fog and there will be water on the roadways. Here's that front that moved through on Friday. It is now well off to the east. Yesterday I was showing these temperatures across the Central Plains. We had single digits up in some parts. You can see that we're gradually starting to see a little bit of a warm up. It's still cold across the Central Plains with temperatures below freezing, but yesterday Oklahoma City was in the 30s, Lubbock was in the 30s, Dallas was in the low 40s. Now we're seeing temperatures a little warmer. We've got complete cloud cover over San Antonio today. Those clouds will be stubborn. We may even see 1 or 2 isolated showers, but again, not that widespread rain that we saw yesterday. It's 56 at San Antonio International Airport, 55 New Braunfels, 54 in Kerrville, but yesterday Kerrville was in the 40s in the morning hours, 57 in Hondo, and 54 in Pleasanton. These winds, which were stout from the north yesterday, have calmed down quite a bit, and today we'll actually see them turn more to the east. So it'll be warmer today with a few peaks of afternoon sun, and again, just a small chance for an isolated storm or two, but those clouds are going to be stubborn, so a mainly gray day, but we will be a lot warmer than yesterday. Yesterday we were in the 50s all day long. Today we should be able to make it up to 70 degrees. Again, east-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. On the humidity tracker, humidity is going to rise because of a warm front moving in, bringing in that Gulf of Mexico moisture, so that by Tuesday it'll be icky, it'll be sticky outside, it'll be humid, and it'll be a lot warmer too. We're going to warm up quite a bit through the middle of the week. High temperatures should be near 90 degrees on Wednesday and the upper 80s on Tuesday. Then we get a front at some point either on Thursday or Friday. What that's going to do is it's going to increase our rain chances and drop our highs a little bit. Not as much as this front that moved through this past weekend, but just know that by Thursday, we're going to have scattered storms in the area. Thursday's our best chance for rain in the week ahead, but also tomorrow we could have a couple of scattered showers and a few storms as well, so keep that in mind. At least this upcoming weekend, Easter weekend, looks really nice outside. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. Amid this crisis, people around the world are going above and beyond, stepping up and helping out.
Like one man who is working to provide free gas for medical workers.
CNN's Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
We are all about stories of solidarity today, like a Detroit man who took to the streets offering free gasoline to nurses and how the Good Samaritan's good deed inspired others. Al Marshall wanted to use his savings to help medical workers on the front lines.
I just love them. I want them to know that.
It didn't take long for the money to run out, prompting Marshall to change his sign. But word of his good deeds spread fast, inspiring another resident to join the cause. And with renewed funds, Marshall was back in business, this time with help.
And I was so inspired, I had to come down here and help. I wanted to give back. These nurses are putting their lives on their line every day for us.
Multiple trucks from the New York Fire Department showed up during a shift change at a Queens hospital to pay tribute to doctors and nurses working tirelessly. The firefighters cheered, blared their sirens, and held up signs reading, "You are our heroes." And finally, watch employees raise the American flag inside an empty Disney World theme park. Park President Josh D'Amaro shared the moment on social media, saying even though the park is closed, security personnel raise the flag every day. He says while other staff and visitors are gone, they are there protecting the magic. He added, #Our flag was still there. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Aw, love that. You know what else I love, though?
Cool pictures.
Great pictures.
Yeah.
Stealing my thunder here.
Sorry.
Love deep dish pizza. That was going to be a perfect transition. You're killing me, Steph.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I was touched by that.
it was
Sorry.
great. You gotta love the American flag. Anyway, National Deep Dish Pizza Day. Go.
That's right. Sorry. So to mark the day, you can get one to go from a pizza shop in your area, bake a frozen one, or make one in your own home. So fun fact, deep dish pizza was invented in Chicago. Big surprise. But in 1943, it was by the founder of Uno's Pizzeria.
And it caught on, obviously. Uno's grew into a huge national chain, and other deep dish pizzerias popped right up. Some might say they were cooked up around the world. Favorite kind of pizza? It's fantastic. I might make one today.
That's a good idea.
Never enough cheese.
You can go pick what up in a drive-through, like the ingredients, and then make your own. Yeah.
Genius. Problem is, can't ever reheat it. It's not the same.
It's all right. I'm sure you.
Oh, it'll get eaten. Don't worry. 6:55, 56 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
In the news you need to know before you go, one man is in the hospital this morning, and police are still searching for a suspect after an early morning shooting on the northwest side. Take a look. This is the scene from around 1:30 a.m., 5900 block of Danny K. Drive. This neighborhood is near Babcock and Wurzbach. Police tell us that they responded to a call for a shooting. When they got there, they found one man with a gunshot wound to his leg. The victim told investigators he was shot at another location, but did not give them any more details. That man taken to University Hospital in stable condition. Right now, police still working, trying to figure out who pulled the trigger and why.
And we have got a really nice day ahead, a little cloudy to begin with. In fact, these stubborn clouds will hang around through the early afternoon, but a lot nicer than yesterday when we were experiencing widespread rain. Patchy fog to begin the day. Temperatures are currently in the mid to upper 50s. With a few peaks of sunshine late in the afternoon, we should warm up to 70 degrees. East-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. While humidity is rising today, you won't really feel it until tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, we'll have scattered showers, about 40% chance. And take a look at this warm up through Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s. Low rain chances on Tuesday and Wednesday, but Thursday we see the highest rain chances of the week as scattered storms return with the approach of a cool front. And that'll make for a pretty nice weekend, guys. So Easter weekend is shaping up to be nice. Of course, we can't use any of the parks, but some of the walkways are still open. And of course, you can take a walk in the neighborhood too, but it should be nice outside for Easter weekend.
Well, good. That'll be a good day. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Stay with us. We're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America, but when we come back, we're going to have so much like...
That's right. So this past week, it was April Fool's Day. So there was a family that they were able to continue their April Fool's joke despite the pandemic. So stick around.
A lot of that. We'll see you in an hour.
See you at 8, guys.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The numbers of confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Bexar County and around the country continue to rise. We have the latest details as of this morning.
Plus, an HEB employee testing positive for the virus here in San Antonio. Which store that employee worked at and what the company is doing to keep everyone safe.
And taking a live look out of the Alamo City, 55 degrees to start your Sunday morning. What is the rest of the day? What does the week look like? Sarah Spivey joins us in just a few moments. Good morning. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Stephanie Cerna. Thanks for joining us this morning. Sunday, April 5th.
Sunday, April 5th. If you were out and about this morning, first off, probably shouldn't be. But you probably saw a lot of roadways with a lot of puddles out there.
Yeah, a lot of rain yesterday, right, Sarah?
Well, yeah, and some people do need to get their grocery shopping done. So this morning, we really are not going to be seeing much in the way of rain, unlike yesterday when we saw over 2 inches of rainfall. But it is cloudy, and we are seeing some areas of patchy fog. Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. You can see the cloudy skies, and that's some good news. Not too many people there out on 410, which is really nice to say and to see. 55 degrees outside right now. While there may be some light sprinkles out there, again, we are not seeing a widespread rain like what we saw yesterday. We have got an east-northeast wind at about 10 miles per hour, but we are seeing some areas where winds are calm, close to the dew point. Temperatures are close to the dew point. So that's a good recipe for fog, and visibility is down to 5 miles in Kerrville, down to 1.25 miles at Bernie Stage Airfield, down to 2.5 miles down near Pleasanton. And it is cool this morning, a little bit warmer than yesterday morning, but still on the cool side. 55 at the airport, 52 Bernie Stage, 53 Comfort, 53 Canyon Lake, 54 in New Braunfels, 54 in Floresville, 55 in Devine, and 56 in Tarpley. So today, those clouds are going to be stubborn. It's going to be a mainly gray day. Again, we've got some patchy fog out there, and we will carry a small chance for an isolated shower, about 20%. The good news is we may end up seeing a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, which would mean a really comfortable afternoon high temperature near 70 degrees. East-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour today, but we do have rain chances into the week. I'll detail those coming up in a few minutes. Max, Stephanie?
Thank you, Sarah. We are following the latest developments this morning involving the coronavirus here in the San Antonio area. The total for Bexar County now standing at 384 confirmed cases. That's 42 more cases from Friday. Mayor Ron Nirenberg announcing we now have 11 deaths related to COVID-19. Of those cases, 34 patients are on ventilators. 47 people have recovered here in our community. We're going to have more details on the cases in and around our community coming up in the next half hour at GMSA.
The Department of State Health Services now reporting more than 6,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. The death toll rising in the state above 100. Now we provide a link to this map on our website at KSAT.com. Here in San Antonio, an H-E-B worker has tested positive for COVID-19. We are told the employee works at the H-E-B Plus store located on Bandera Road and Loop 1604. Officials say the last time the employee was at the store was on Friday, March 27th. All employees who had contact with this person have been notified. Now, officials also say the store has been thoroughly cleaned and sanitized since then, and employees will continue to practice social distancing until further notice.
Metro Health officials tell us people in the city no longer need a physician's note to get tested for COVID-19. This change comes to make testing more accessible. Anyone who is showing symptoms of the virus can be tested. Some of the symptoms that you should know about include a fever of more than 100 degrees, cough, and shortness of breath. Right now, there is a drive-through testing site at Freeman Coliseum. And during this pandemic, there are signs of hope for people across the country.
An emergency clinical trial involves gathering blood plasma from previous patients for a possible treatment.
ABC's Zachary Keish joins us outside New York City's convention center that is now turned into a makeshift hospital. He has the details.
This morning, there's increased attention on an emerging therapy for coronavirus. Plasma, FDA approved for experimental treatment, is being used on an emergency basis to help with life-threatening COVID-19 cases. Alessandra Miller says she felt blindsided when she tested positive for the virus in New York. Now, symptom-free, she jumped at the chance to help someone else, becoming the first person in the state to donate.
That really kind of shifted that internal narrative, from that, kind of villain. Finally, I have the opportunity to maybe save a life.
Researchers, scientists, and medical professionals have been scrambling to find a remedy to blunt the virus's momentum.
There are very few options available for patients with very severe COVID-19 infection. So this is one potential way to really make a difference in treating the severity of infection.
Eligible donors go through a screening process similar to blood donation, but they also need need a documented positive COVID-19 diagnosis, to be symptom-free for at least 14 days, and then to test negative for the virus before donating. In San Diego, Jason Garcia recovered after testing positive last month. His plasma was used to help treat a patient in the ICU.
Start raising your hand saying, hey, I got blood I can give. I could save other people. I mean, this is people's, fathers, mothers, grandparents, all these critically ill people that they're going to need it.
And in Miami, Mayor Francis Suarez becoming the first person in the state of Florida to donate.
Those of us who are fortunate enough, like I was, to have experienced mild symptoms or very low symptoms, have to give back. And I think what we've seen with this COVID-19 phenomenon throughout the whole process is our community coming together.
Without a real vaccine, there is a lot of hope and optimism around these kinds of treatments. We're also hearing that NBA players that were personally impacted by the coronavirus are now participating as donors. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, Via making changes to their services to help slow the spread of the virus even more. Starting tomorrow, they're going to be switching over to their Saturday routes. Now, riders are being asked to only make essential trips during this time, continuing to observe the stay home, work safe order. Via will continue to run essential service for those who have to travel for work at an exempted business or operation. They can go use Via to get food and supplies or health care for others. Now, riders are being asked to maintain space aboard the bus whenever possible. Via Trans and Via Link will continue to operate normally. And you can head over to our website, KSAT.com, if you have any questions about these routes and the reduced hours.
And the San Antonio River Authority announcing additional park closures for Easter weekend following Mayor Ron Nirenberg's announcement to close all city parks for the holiday. Now here's a list of those closures: Confluence Park, portions of Mission Reach section of the Riverwalk, Concepcion Portal, and adjoining green space near Concepcion Park. Now Mission Parkway from Southeast Military to Villamane, and all large pavilions along the river.
And if you haven't been feeling 100% lately, you and other people around you might start to feel uneasy because, well, we are in the midst of a pandemic.
But remember, it's also allergy season. So how do you know if you have allergies or COVID-19?
Well, according to the experts, between 20 and 40 million Americans suffer from allergies every year, and allergy season could last through June.
But they say there are 4 distinct differences between COVID-19 and the basic allergies.
So this map highlights the parts of the country that are most challenging places to live with allergies. San Antonio coming in at number 7 on this list. One doctor says that the most common allergy symptoms are itchy eyes, runny nose, and nasal congestion.
So these are the differences between these symptoms and the coronavirus fever. So we have shortness of breath, difficulty speaking, and walking up or down stairs. Dr. Shaberg also says you could also watch out for body aches and excessive fatigue.
New this morning, San Antonio police still searching for a suspect after an early morning shooting on the northwest side. Take a look. This is the scene from around 1:30 a.m. in the 5900 block of Danny K. Drive. That's a neighborhood near Babcock and Wurzbach. Police say they responded to a call for a shooting. When they arrived, they found one man with a gunshot wound to his leg. The victim told investigators on the scene he was shot at another location, but he didn't give them any more details. He was then taken to University Hospital. At last check, stable condition. Police still working, trying to figure out who pulled the trigger and why. And in politics this morning, President Donald Trump suggesting that he fired the Inspector General for the intelligence community, all in retaliation for impeachment. He says Michael Atkinson was wrong to provide an anonymous whistleblower complaint to Congress as the law requires. President Donald Trump going on to say Atkinson was a disgrace and accused him of passing along to Congress the fake report. Atkinson reportedly determined the complaint was urgent and credible and therefore was required by law to send it to Congress.
And the president talked to U.S. pro sports leaders about the impact of the coronavirus. He stated over the weekend that he's looking forward to resuming competitions, quote, as soon as we can, end quote. So the NBA, NHL, NFL, and Major League Baseball were all represented on the call by their commissioners. A person with direct knowledge of what was discussed on that call said President Trump believes the NFL season will start on time on September 10th with fans in seats. And also in the sports world, 5-time NBA champion and Spurs legend Tim Duncan has officially been elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame. The 2020 class was announced and it includes Timmy, the late great Kobe Bryant, and 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. Now Duncan won 5 NBA championships in San Antonio, was named Finals MVP 3 times, and was also a 2-time NBA MVP.
A lot of Timmy stories. One, just rewatched the 2013 and 2014 NBA Finals a couple days ago. Starting the morning off right. But also, I have a picture of Timmy. I interviewed him in the aftermath of the hurricane, and him and his organization did a great job donating and helping communities. I do regret, and I was in the mode, I was like, oh, I'm going to stay professional. I'm not going to ask for a picture.
Yeah, it's hard.
And today I was like,
I should have
I regret that. Should have been less cool.
No, that was professional. You did the right thing. I think he might have appreciated that, maybe.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tim.
Yes.
8:11, 55 degrees out.
And calling all Selena fans, still ahead on GMSA, how lookalikes can enter the contest and get prizes.
Plus,
there you go.
April Fool.
I was going to say, there you go, Max. Sorry.
I don't think I would win. Plus, an April Fool's tradition. Up next on GMSA, how one local family got in on the fun while still maintaining social distance.
I would like to see your Selena costume. That would be awesome.
I would kill it. It'd be great.
I think so. Maybe you should enter.
I'll say top 3. I'll get into the top 3.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Hey, there's no rain in that shot, so that's looking pretty cool, but we're going to check in with Sarah to see what we can expect for the rest of your day. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. 8:15 this Sunday morning, an April Fool's story that should bring a much needed smile to your face. Easter eggs with cash inside, well, not really. A stork on the front yard with a fictitious baby's name. Just a couple of the April Fool's jokes that his son and his wife have played on his mom in Live Oak.
And one year, pizzas were delivered to her home every 15 minutes. So our Jesse DeGollado shows us how this family was able to top everything they've done, even during this challenging time.
Mariachis on Mother's Day bring joy and love. So why not April Fool's Day?
It creeps up on me and I'm never ready for it.
We always get Mom, one way or another.
He always gets me.
Every year, thanks to Priscilla's son John and his wife Monica in Virginia. They decided being serenaded by mariachis,
I'm talking about my girl,
was just what his 83-year-old mom needed, being confined at home like so many others now.
Bringing a little joy into the day with some mariachis in a very San Antonio way, even though we can't be there.
It just has lifted my spirit. I love you kids all so much. I wish I could hug you, but I can hug you this way.
I need you, baby, to want my lonely night.
To see her smile like that is pure gold.
The best April 1st ever.
In Live Oak. Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
Sí, señor.
That was cute. So what other April Fool's tricks are in his mom's future? Well, they couldn't tell us. That's because when photojournalist Luis Cienfuegos was out there, they were on FaceTime and the mom was listening.
Oh.
So they didn't give it away. So it'll be another surprise for
That
another
is
year.
so cool. And I know during this whole crisis and pandemic, I at least have gotten closer with my family just because I'm calling them every day, like, don't leave the house. Don't do it.
Friendly reminders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah? How are you dealing with everything?
Oh, yeah. In fact, FaceTime my parents 2 days ago, FaceTime my in-laws yesterday. Everybody, I'm happy to report, is healthy.
Good.
You know, my dad's in the medical field, so we're praying for him just about every day. And of course, we thank everybody at home who's in the medical field too, working hard to keep us safe. You know, let's go ahead and transition to weather and talk about how nice the weather was yesterday for us. In fact, it was nice for rain. That's what it was nice for. See, we're trying to put a positive spin on this, right? It was not the best day, of course, to go outside and take a walk because it was raining all day long. We saw, in fact, since Friday, we have seen more than 2 inches of rainfall at the airport. That is an intense amount of rain. In fact, in the month of March, we only saw a little bit more than 1.5 inches, and that was the entire month of March. So just since Friday, we've seen more rain than in the month of March. And here's a look at rainfall totals elsewhere. The official total comes from the airport, but as you can see, there were many areas that enjoyed some healthy rainfall. Alamo Ranch, more than 1.5 inches, more than 1.5 inches in Kirby, more than 2 inches of rain out in Selma, about 1.25 inches out toward New Braunfels, and about 1 inch at Chavano Park and at Bernie Stage Airfield. Now, I'm happy to report that today, if you didn't love the constant rain yesterday, we are not going to see widespread rain today. Instead, we're going to be stuck with this cloud cover. It's going to be pretty stubborn cloud cover, maybe a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, but a mainly gray day. And we are starting to see some areas of fog develop. It's 55 degrees out there. The roads are still wet from yesterday's rain. So if you do have to do some Sunday morning errands, although many of us are staying home, if you do have to do some Sunday morning errands, you'll have to watch out for that ponding on the roadways. It's 55 at the airport, like I just said, 54 in Bulverde, 53 Comfort, 54 Kerrville, 54 Bandera, and 54 New Braunfels. So although it's chilly outside, it is a little warmer than it was to start the day yesterday. And that's about the case everywhere we look. 57 in Del Rio, 54 Carrizo Springs, and 52 in Gonzales. But there are areas where fog is starting to develop. Patchy fog, not that dense fog that is really hazardous, but just that noticeable fog on the horizon. We've got visibility down to 4 miles in Kerrville, down to 6 at the airport in San Antonio, down to 2.5 in Pleasanton. A little bit more heavier fog out toward Eagle Pass, Carrizo Springs, 3/4 of a mile. Then in Rock Springs right now, visibility is at 0 because temperatures are right near the dew points. Let's take a look at the satellite. It is cloudy. We're not seeing really anything on radar right now other than a few sprinkles possible out there early this morning. But like I said, these clouds are going to be the story today. Notice how they stick around, but by the afternoon, there could be a few peaks of sunshine. Again, we'll have maybe 1 or 2 isolated showers today, but no widespread rain expected. And with the potential for a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, we're going to warm up nicely today. Yesterday, we really only saw temperatures hover in the 50s. It was chilly. Today, even though the clouds are going to stick around, we won't have that widespread rain, and so we'll be able to warm up. In the afternoon, right around 5, again, that's when we could see a few peaks of sunshine. 70 degrees for the high. East-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, we are not expecting to see as much rain as we saw yesterday in the week ahead, but there are a few days that I want to highlight. Tomorrow, there's a chance for scattered showers. Rain is going to be hard to come by on Tuesday and Wednesday when we'll really warm up. But then by Thursday, that's our best chance for rain in the week ahead. Likely to see scattered thunderstorms around both Thursday and Friday with the approach of another cool front, but it's not going to be as cold as this last front was. In fact, we're going to warm up in the week ahead. Again, Tuesday and Wednesday, notice not much of a chance for rainfall, but we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. And then by Thursday, that's when our rain chances spike up and we'll cool down behind that front. This weekend looks to be pretty nice. You know, it is Easter weekend. A lot of the parks are closed, but it should be nice at least for sitting on the porch and enjoying some sunshine. Max, Stephanie?
Well, that's good news. It'll be a nice day. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. 821, 55 degrees out.
So you can bitty bum your way to our website at KSAT.com. That's because if you're a Selena lookalike, you could win some money. Up next, how you can enter our online contest and the prizes that are up for grabs.
Good morning and welcome back. In her honor, KSAT is now having a Selena lookalike contest.
All you have to do is submit your photo online and get your family and friends to vote for your picture. So the winner with the most votes will win a $150 Visa gift card. Second place will win $100 and third place will win $50. Not bad, not bad. The deadline to enter is 4:30 p.m. this Friday, April 10th. So for more information on how to enter the contest, you can head over to our website at ksat.com/contest.
Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Love that we're doing this. 826, 55 degrees out.
My cousin, Roseanne, you should enter. I've seen your Halloween costume. Anyway, so making sure you have a mask despite them being sold out, still ahead how you can make your own at home at a low cost.
Plus, if you're an Amazon member, listen up. Pushing back Prime Day for online sales in our next half hour at GMSA when Amazon says their Member Rewards Day could be postponed to. Good morning. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Stephanie Cerna. Thanks for joining us this morning. Not as cold as yesterday with
Not
55
as cold
degrees.
as yesterday. Yeah.
So that's good. More spring-like on the way.
Did you get stuck in rain on the way home yesterday?
I was telling you earlier, I took the back roads because it was really pouring by the time I left the station yesterday.
So the question is, are we going to see the same conditions today?
No way. We are not going to be seeing as much rain as what we saw yesterday, but there are areas of fog out there. And in fact, this picture right behind me was sent in through our KSAT weather app, and as you can see, really impressive low cloud there covering the tops of the Tower of the Americas, and the light from the Alamo Dome is showing off those low clouds. Now that was taken maybe about an hour or two ago before the sun had risen, and we're still seeing some areas of fog. Visibility is down to a mile up on the northwestern section of Bexar County at Boerne Stage Airfield, right on the Kendall County line. So if you do live out toward Boerne or out toward the northwestern section of Bexar County, know that you may have some issues with lower visibility right now. A lot of us are staying home though, so unless you have to do some crazy errands this morning, just know that there is going to be a little bit of haze on the horizon. It's on the cool side too. Now definitely not as cold as yesterday morning, but still cool. 53 in Comfort, 52 Boerne Stage, 54 in Kerrville, 55 at the airport, 59 in Castroville, and 56 in Tarpley. So we are going to see those clouds be stubborn today. But the good news is we could potentially even see a little bit of sunshine, some peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, and it is going to be warmer than yesterday. And because we're not going to have to deal with all of this crazy rain, you could take the dog for the walk today, whereas yesterday you probably couldn't because of all the rainfall. Now, it is going to be a bit damp through the morning hours, but once we head into the afternoon, we should be able to see those roads dry up slightly and the sidewalks dry up slightly, but it's still going to be cloudy through the early afternoon. It's, however, right around 5 that we could see a few peaks of sunshine, and that's when we'll reach our high temperature near 70 degrees this afternoon. It's going to be nice, not too humid, but humidity does return by tomorrow. We do have a chance for rain in the week ahead. I'll be back with a look ahead in just a few minutes. Max, Stephanie?
Thank you, Sarah. City officials in San Angelo have confirmed there are now 20 positive COVID-19 cases. Now, a total of 624 tests have been administered there, with 374 residents testing negative and 20 testing positive. The 3 latest COVID-19 cases in the city are females in their 40s. That's according to officials. None of the new cases are community spread.
And over in Hays County, there are 3 more cases that have been confirmed, according to Hays County's website. The 3 people testing positive, they tested positive at 3 different times yesterday. So far, Hays County has 50 confirmed cases, 267 negative cases, 7 are still pending. 13 people have recovered. Now, 5 of the cases, those people are hospitalized at this time.
In Corpus Christi, officials there saying they're looking at ways to discourage vacationers from visiting the popular South Texas city amid the outbreak. Now, Mayor Joe McComb is looking at possibly restricting residential vacation rentals in his coastal city during the upcoming weeks. Now, he said, quote, "We are going to be looking at the possibilities of trying to convince them that coming down here is not in their best interest or in our best interest." The majority of COVID-19 cases in Nueces County, where Corpus Christi is located, are travel related, according to public documents. And when it comes to social distancing, drones could have a vital part to play.
That includes transporting everything from supplies to even medical tests in a safe and effective way.
ABC's Devin Dwyer is from Washington, where he's been looking into it.
This morning, the use of drones getting a closer look in the coronavirus pandemic.
One of the biggest benefits of drones is its standoff distance.
The FAA, which regulates drones in U.S. airspace, says it's been flooded with requests for expanded drone operations to respond to COVID-19.
To be able to deliver blood and needed medical supplies hundreds of miles away is now something that people are saying they need more than ever.
Companies like UPS saying their drones are ready to assist, as startups like California drone maker Zipline push to build a network of drones that deliver critical prescription drugs.
There's a really intense need right now to basically be figuring out ways of treating more people at home so that we can keep the beds in the hospitals open for COVID-19 patients. And that's a big way that instant autonomous delivery can help.
They're already doing it in Africa. Zipline drones delivering units of blood and protective gear to remote hospitals and clinics in Rwanda and Ghana.
I mean, the FAA has the emergency powers necessary to kind of greenlight operations and bring this to the U.S. to save lives in the next few weeks.
But federal regulators still have concerns.
They're worried about drone deconfliction, drones running into each other, maybe hurting somebody on the ground.
In a statement, the FAA says emergency authorizations to use drones should be limited to direct support for government, health, or community officials. Public safety agencies in a number of U.S. cities have asked the FAA to use drones to help enforce lockdown orders. Some researchers are exploring the use of drones to help collect and process coronavirus tests. The FAA currently bans most drones from carrying hazardous infectious substances, and flight routes are limited and strictly controlled.
H-E-B stores are now taking additional steps to protect their employees after one of their partners tested positive for coronavirus at a store at Bandera Road and Loop 1604.
And in compliance with the CDC's recommendation, the chain is now encouraging store partners to wear masks and gloves while working. The night team, Stephen Cavazos, shares how the store and city leaders are responding.
H-E-B stores continue to adjust to the coronavirus pandemic.
We're very prepared for the long term.
Store managers limiting the number of customers inside the store while emphasizing the importance of shopping alone.
Only one person needs to come from a family to shop. We think that's really important to help maintain those social distances within stores.
But one of their staff at the H-E-B Plus on Bandera Road and Loop 1604 tested positive for COVID-19. H-E-B released this statement noting the employee had not been inside the store since March 27, and the store has since been deep cleaned and sanitized multiple times. All who were directly affected at the location have also been notified.
Whether it's at that business or another is going to go through a contact investigation with Metro Health.
During his daily briefing, Mayor Ron Nierenberg said city leaders are in contact with H-E-B and other essential businesses to ensure city measures are being followed.
We've been working directly with those businesses and posting of social distancing guidelines.
H-E-B announced they will be providing workers with gloves and masks, which are now being encouraged to wear. The store says employees must still follow strict hygiene and sanitation measures, as well as social distancing protocols. Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf says H-E-B has been doing just that.
If you go up to the checkout counter, you're going to see a shell there and then another one where they're bagging.
The judge praising grocery store efforts to keep the community and partners safe.
H-E-B, as well as some of the other grocery stores, are doing a tremendous job on the social distancing, not only between the customers that are in there, but also between their employees and you that are shopping.
Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News.
And speaking of food, Lytle ISD making changes to its student meal service after officials tell us that family of a staff member was exposed to the virus at their workplace. Now, free student meals will only be available for pickup at 2 locations. The school made the announcement via Facebook and wanted to reassure parents that the high school where the employee worked has been deeply sanitized, and out of caution, all of the school's child nutrition staff, bus driving staff, and volunteers will self-quarantine for the next 14 days. Meals can still be picked up at the Lytle primary bus pickup / drop-off area and at the Lytle elementary parent pickup and drop-off area.
The CDC is recommending voluntary use of face coverings when in public. Now, health officials stress they don't want people rushing to get medical or surgical masks. Instead, they recommend making your own. Surgeon General Jerome Adams shared this video showing how it can be done with items from around the house like scarves, hand towels, or even an old t-shirt.
And for more instructions on do-it-yourself masks, Joann's Craft Store also put a tutorial that you can follow step by step. The craft store also hosting classes to provide sewing instructions to those who want to help produce personal protective equipment, also known as PPE. Now you can find the tutorial and more info right now at KSAT.com. And a reminder, face masks are not a substitute for social distancing. That should still be practiced anytime you're in public.
And Google is releasing data on people's movements in order to help combat the coronavirus pandemic by publishing a series of what it's calling community mobility reports. Now the report shows the kinds of places people are visiting in 131 countries and regions. The first one came out on Friday. The idea is to track movement trends to help inform and influence the response to the pandemic from governments and public health officials. Now, the company says they are committed to not releasing information that could identify users.
And Amazon users, listen up. It looks like the online marketplace may postpone its annual Prime Day. Now, USA Today and Vice News reports that Amazon meeting notes mention the possibility of a postponement. Prime Day is usually set in July, but in those meeting notes, Amazon's general counsel mentions the member reward day could be delayed at least until August. Right now, Amazon getting slammed with orders as people stay home during this pandemic. The company has been trying to hire 100,000 more workers to meet all of their demands. And time now, 8:40, 55 degrees out.
And getting first-class treatment. Still ahead on GMSA, how one woman's spirits were lifted with the help of an American Airlines crew.
And we talk about social distancing, staying 6 feet apart, well, to help prevent the pandemic. But how far is 6 feet? Next on GMSA, what a county in Florida is using as a measurement tool.
And just in their graphics, not live, I'm sure.
Stick around to find out.
Taking a look outside with live cam, not too bad right now. And a few people on the road, even though it's not raining right here in this video, you may want to be careful. A lot of puddles out there. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. As many of you already know, the CDC has been recommending people to stay at least 6 feet away from each other, avoiding the spread of the coronavirus. This is 6 feet.
Yep.
We've had people reach out.
Yep.
It is measured.
We
There
measured.
is tape here.
Yep.
We are more than 6 feet apart.
We are.
So there you go.
See, we're practicing it here in our studio and by working from home whenever possible.
But still, people wonder, how far is 6 feet? Well, in Leon County, Florida, they put it in an interesting way. It is about the length of an alligator.
So the county released this visual. You can see right there. They note it should be a large alligator. The distance is to avoid the spread of respiratory droplets from infected people to healthy ones.
And other ways to remember the minimum length for social distancing, the size of a sedan, a sofa, or for all you dog lovers out there, golden retrievers. I know, actually, just a few moments ago, Sarah Spivey was talking about her cat. How many Noras, the name of your cat, how many Noras would be 6 feet?
I think probably about 3 Noras.
3 Noras?
Well, 3 Noras is 6 feet, or 1 Max Massey laying down.
If you just called me 6 feet, that was the nicest compliment I've ever gotten on this show.
How tall are you, 5'11", 5'10"?
Back up. Back up.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
I think it'd be 6 Noras.
Smiling ear to ear now.
I think she's 2 feet long.
Okay.
I think she's little.
No, she's not. She is a chunky gal.
See, now we're doing the thing where like I'm looking at the screen, Steph's looking over there.
Sorry.
Tell us about the weather, Sarah. How are we looking?
It's easy for me because all I have to do is look to the left. We saw quite a bit of rainfall yesterday. We saw about 2 inches of rain. I was going to try to see how much 2 inches are in 6 feet, but then I said, no, that's too much math. So we did see more than 2 inches of rain at the airport. So that's pretty impressive. How impressive is that? Well, so far in April, in just the past 5 days, we've seen more than 2.5 inches of rain. And usually for the entire month of April, we see just a little more than 2 inches of rain. So we have already reached and exceeded our normal average rainfall for the month of April in just 5 days. Pretty impressive. On top of that, we were experiencing a rainfall deficit since January 1st, since the start of the year. But with yesterday's rain at more than 2 inches, we are now above average for what our yearly total is so far by about 1 inch. So again, much needed rain, especially as we head into the warmer months of the year where we typically don't see that much rain. And you can see on the live cam, couple of sprinkles. Yeah, a few sprinkles are possible out there right now, but the thing you'll notice more than anything is the haze on the horizon. And we are seeing visibility lowered to about 6 miles around San Antonio, but it's much lower out in the northwestern section of Bexar County. So for areas like Helotes, Leon Springs, the Rim, at Bernie Stage Airfield, right on the Kendall and Bexar County line, visibility is down to about 1 mile. So there are some areas of patchy fog, no dense fog, but patchy fog is out there right now. Now that front that moved through Friday is well to the east of us right now, and we're actually seeing a small warm up from the frigid conditions that were across parts of the Central Plains. Now it's still cold in the 20s up in parts of North Dakota and Wyoming, but it has improved. Yesterday they were seeing temperatures in the single digits and teens. Yesterday morning we were seeing temperatures in the 30s for Oklahoma City and for Lubbock, and in the low 40s for Dallas. So we are starting to see a little bit of a warm up, It's still chilly around San Antonio this morning with temperatures in the 50s, and we've got a blanket of cloud cover out there. 54 in New Braunfels, 54 Kerrville, 58 Uvalde, and 57 in Hondo. And winds are starting to shift more to the east than from the north. So as we see those winds shift to the east, we'll gradually actually see our humidity increase, but you won't really feel it until tomorrow. Today, it'll be cloudy for most of the day, but we will see a few peaks of sun in the afternoon, near 70 degrees for the high temperature, so it'll be warmer, a lot warmer than yesterday. Pretty pleasant out there as well, but there is a small chance for an isolated storm or two during the day, only about 20%. Let's take you through the humidity tracker. We're going to see an increase of humidity as a warm front approaches, and that's really going to allow for our humidity to be back up into the high range, where you'll definitely notice the high humidity out there. And that's going to be one of the ingredients for rain, especially by the end of this upcoming week. What you'll also notice is the significant warm up in store this week. In fact, by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s with very low rain chances on Tuesday and Wednesday. But by the end of the week, we're going to tap into that moisture and another cold front that's going to move through. So we will have the best chance for scattered storms on Thursday of this week. But we also have a chance for scattered showers tomorrow as well. This upcoming weekend, though, looks pretty nice. Back to Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Sarah. 8:50, 55 degrees out.
And first-class treatment for a passenger who needed it. Next on GMSA, what the airline did to cheer their only passenger on the plane.
And take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 8, 5, 4, Fireball 5, Daily 4, 7, 1, 4, 6, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 11, 16, 20, 21, 32. And your Powerball numbers 8, 31, 39, 40, 43. Powerball 4, Power Play 3. Good luck. And welcome back. It's 8:54. San Antonio police are searching for the person responsible for shooting a man in the leg. Now, it happened in the 5900 block of Danny Kaye Drive near Babcock and Wurzbach. When police got to the scene, they found one man with a gunshot wound to his leg. Now, that man told investigators he was shot at another location, but he didn't give them a whole lot of information.
And according to the Literacy Project, about 45 million Americans can't read above a 5th grade level. Tomorrow on GMSA at 6 a.m., find out how you can help break the cycle.
And just another look at your Sunday forecast. This Palm Sunday, we are going to continue to see clouds through about the afternoon. Patchy fog and a few sprinkles out there right now, but we're just going to have a mainly gray Sunday. A few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon. We should warm up to near 70 degrees, east-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, scattered showers will be around. Not as much of a rain chance on Tuesday and Wednesday when we warm up to near 90 degrees on Wednesday. Scattered showers and storms return on Thursday, and then as for the weekend, should be pretty nice with sunshine and temperatures in the 70s.
Very nice. Nice day. Thank you, Sarah. And Cheryl Pardo was met with a heartfelt gesture as she prepared to say goodbye to her mother with the help of an American Airlines crew.
They upgraded Cheryl's ticket to first class, an act she says helped lift her spirits.
So Pardo was flying from Washington, D.C. to Boston to see her mother for the last time.
She says since she was the only one on the flight, she spent the entire time telling the flight attendants about the kind of woman her mother was.
So she says she got to have some lighthearted fun, and she took some selfies with the crew.
Oh, that's such a good story. And, you know, like we say, obviously this is not an ideal situation, but we do have those little stories of people coming together, the silver linings, and really get to see the strength of our community.
That was nice they did that.
Yeah, let's pass on the positivity. We hope you have a wonderful Palm Sunday, that you enjoy some time indoors today.
Bye, guys.